Hi guys, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by to Esiwakago YouTube channel. I am so thankful that you're here, and we are still fighting to get to 10,000 subscribers. Right now we are at 10,400. We are still less with 600 subscribers, and according to the research or the report from YouTube, it shows like 50% now, at least by now we have balanced. 50% are people that have subscribed and 50% are people that watches my content without subscribing. Like, why would you do that? Before we go into new year, why don't you just decide to support me and click that subscription button, and we're gonna work together in the new year coming 2023. We have a lot to share. So on our today's vlog, it's not the normal one. It's very abnormal, by the way. So you better get seated and get a cup of tea, like a mug of tea like myself. And then just wait and hear what I'm right about to say. I would want to handle a very sensitive topic, a very, very controversial topic, as you might like it, because I feel like it's okay to do it, okay? So, and you're welcome with your controversial opinions as well, but I'm just calling a spade because it is what it is. So pull up your chairs and draw near. So our topic today gonna be about the loneliness that people go through. Married people, I'm talking about married people, go through here in America. On the contrary, people think it's the single people that are gonna be lonely in America. No, it is the other way around. And why am I saying this? And when I talk out of experience. So I'm not talking just because I'm making a content. No, I'm talking out of experience. Why are married people lonely in America as opposed to what you would think like the single people are the one who get lonely here? No, single people have a choice to choose the social life they want because they are not reporting to anyone. They do not have to, they're not answerable to anybody apart from God, and God is not a human being. So married people, they suffer a lot of loneliness because here in America you have to take opposite schedules. What do I mean by that? If your husband works morning schedule, you work evening schedule. Why? Because you have to alternate the kids' schedule. You have to alternate the kids' babysitting. Why? Because paying for living nanny is very expensive. And even though you have to drop them to daycare, they need someone to get them from the daycare to home. That's why a husband and wife have to have different schedules. What does that mean? If the husband is working in the morning, the wife gonna be working in the evening. So wanapitana hivi. Pitana. Wanapita katikati. So the one is coming in and the other one is getting out. So tell me, what type of a life is this? And in most cases, even though you have the off days, you have so much to do. So I have been there, I know, and to be honest, the most boring life could be a life that doesn't include social life, not calling people from outside to come and take dinner with you. That is not socializing with your wife or husband. Socializing with your wife or husband to take away the loneliness is when you can have you and him or the couples time together. Does it happen often? No, it doesn't. Why? Because most of the time you are not home, I wasn't home. My off day is opposite yours. For example, maybe my off day is Saturday, Sunday, your off day is Tuesday, Wednesday, because we do not work in the same institution. So we end up not having time, even for both of us to meet at the same time, like a convenient time. It is very hard in America, especially for people who do not have a right to choose the schedule they can work. And in so many institutions, they don't allow you to come up with your schedule. They make the schedule for you, making you to have no choice of the days you can work and the off days you can get. In most cases, when you go to apply for a job here in America, they give you a schedule, and they tell you your off day is gonna be Wednesday, Thursday. On the other hand, maybe your husband's schedule says he's gonna be off Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, Tuesday. You do not have a choice. So you end up living a lonely life, even though you have someone you are doing life with. Not because you do not want, but because of the type of hecticness that is in America. I don't know if that is an English word. If it is not, you just know I was trying to make it worse, look bad. So that is the truth of the matter. And I have also done my research in so many groups, ladies groups, and I have seen so much being posted there by people who are married, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe people go through this, yet they are married, and the only way they can now try to get it out is to come and vent to their fellow ladies to try to see if they can understand them. My husband this and that, I don't know this and that, I don't know this and that. And also they suffer a lot of infidelity actions. Like ladies in America, they have suffered that a lot because their husbands don't get to see them, and they also, on the other hand, they don't get to see their husbands. What do? They go get a kamondo, they get a person, they get a Mr. Bean, let me call them Mr. Bean, at work, who gonna be acting like their work husband. So tell me, if you look at this situation, do you think lonely people are the single people, or lonely people are the married people? According to my research, and this is real life, I have seen so many ladies trying to ask in a group, or ladies trying to get themselves some adult toys, simply because they do not get to have time with their husband. If you know, you know. So with me, I believe if I am single, or if you are single, you have the right, or you have the freedom to get yourself out there if you want. But when you are married, you have the boundaries that restrict you to get anything outside your marriage life. So that makes you restricted, and that adds you are being so lonely because the work schedules in America don't allow you to have the same schedule with your husband. There are also people who have same schedule with their husband, and there are also people who feel or who enjoy the marriage life simply because they worked out their schedules and they matched them. This is what I say all the time. If you cannot start by having a schedule that can work between you and your husband, or between you and your wife, then you have lost it all, because anything out there starts or begins with a family life. The family life, the foundation that is in your house is what gonna get out there, even through your kids. So before anything else, just make sure that you have set a foundation that is firm, that you can be emulated by your kids. They can see the family figure people, you know, like when they see you and the husband, they see people who are together. But when they keep on seeing one person and the other one is missing, one person and the other one is missing, and I do understand that schedules might differ, but you cannot be in America for over 10 years and you haven't been able to match your schedules to be able to spend time with your husband, to be able to spend time with your wife. It shows that you are failing in some part. You are failing in some part of life. It is very much needed, a social life between you and your husband, not just when you are going for a goat eating or you are calling people for a birthday party. That is the only time you're gonna find a husband and wife together. And sometimes you even miss the host. There is a birthday party for the child, but the father is working, the dad is working. It's very horrible. That is a very ugly life. How can you be working when people are in your house celebrating your child's birthday? And this is not like news. It is very true. We have seen it. It is there. Because African people, mostly, they don't know that you have a right to request off day at your work to go and celebrate a birthday of your child, and nobody should tell you no, because it is a very important occasion. The white people know that, the African American people, they understand that. In fact, if you do not give them permission to be off work, they will call in, and there is nothing you can do, because their kids or their children's birthday, they are very important to them. But do we do that as Africans? No. As immigrants, do we do that? No. Why? Because we feel like we're gonna offend the company we are working for if we call in, or sometimes we feel like they won't regard it. They won't even consider it important. They don't have to. All they have to do is to let you go home and celebrate with your child, because it is their birthday and you are needed there as the parent. So guys, that is the truth of the matter. And that also affects the kids, because they never get to see their parents together. So marriage life in America needs to be programmed, not by anyone else, but by you, if you want it to thrive and you want to feel like you have someone you do life with. Sometimes people, or a husband spends a lot of time at work, and the wife the same thing. They spend a lot of hours at work, making their time this tiny to be together. So guys, that was it for today. If you learned something, if you got to understand something, I'll see you next in the next video. Do not forget to keep on keeping on. And like I always tell you, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. Cheers.